Why are they opposed to this? Are they just being NIMBYs? Not in my backyard.
But the thing is, it needs to be responsibly developed. That's the key concern.
It seems like we could always use more housing for the military here. Why would you be opposed to helping them? Hello, good people. Michael here. And today in studio, we have special guest and an exclusive with Mr. Dave Hensley. Welcome to the studio, Dave.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
He's going to answer some questions about a proposed rather large development in Poquito Bayou in the lovely Shalimar area. Dave, what can you tell us about this proposed development?
Well, the area in question is 40 acres of pristine wooded lands that's going to be built by D.R. Horton. It's going to have 138 homes, and we're fearful of what the ramifications are from all the things that they're going to build, especially with 138 homes on this particular piece of land. This ranges from clear cutting all the trees down to the infrastructure, environmental concerns, and a wide range of other issues.
Why are Poquito Bayou residents and residents of Longwood, why are they opposed to this? Are they just being NIMBYs? Not in my backyard.
No, not really. They don't mind development. They knew the land would eventually be developed, Mike. But the thing is, it needs to be responsibly developed. That's the key concern. We are concerned that D.R. Horton's going to cut down all the trees, and that's going to affect the habitat of various threatened species that may be on the property, such as the gopher tortoises and the red-croaked woodpeckers and Arkansas oak, which is a unique tree. They're all threatened into the state of Florida. And then we're concerned about the possible runoff, since there's no trees, during storms after the development. And so we're very concerned about that and many, many other issues. One thing we discovered during the development order review process, that builders can legally cut down all the trees in a neighborhood. And they can do that, which is very, very frustrating. And then other issues that we're concerned about is the infrastructure, our roads, the more traffic is going to be on the roads. Study that was done didn't really adequately identify the traffic needs we anticipate is going to happen. North Drive will be opened up for traffic into this new neighborhood, and the residents along Sherilyn and North Drive are very, very upset about that. The traffic study said there's going to be a 1% increase, but for those folks on North Drive, it'll probably be 1,000% increase since it's a dead-end street. Another thing we're concerned about is the sizes of the lots in this particular development. Per the county land development code, the builder can actually put 5 houses per acre on this site. And when you get to 40 acres, we're talking 138 homes. Now, in the Longwood Poquito area, the average lot size is about over a ½ acre. It'll give or take, depending upon the size of the lot. But along Hillcrest, the street closest to this development, their size of their lots is 0.3 acres. As I mentioned earlier, we have 138 homes coming into this neighborhood. We're concerned about the increased traffic, especially folks going up to getting onto Lewis Turner Boulevard from North Poquito Road. Also, folks coming in from 85 north onto Sunset Lane. And you probably know this as well as I do, Mike. Turning into Sunset on Highway 85 is rather challenging because the traffic tends to back up now. I've seen in the past year or so, it's gotten a longer wait time to turn in there. So with more traffic, it's going to get a lot worse for everybody.
Why are you and so many people that live in Poquito Bayou, why are you so opposed to D.R. Horton building the subdivision? Well,
firstly, Mike, had a different builder been chosen, such that developed Deer Moss Creek and Swift Creek up in Niceville, we wouldn't be standing here talking about this today. But D.R. Horton was chosen. They're a national company, and they have done a lot of things that have not been good to the environment, and they've been sanctioned by authorities and been sued by a lot of people. So we're very concerned that same type of activity may carry over into this proposed subdivision. First and foremost, Mike, let's talk about how they build subdivisions. And they're notorious for clear cutting all the trees down. If you go up to Crestview, it's Shoal River Creek. I had a picture in my presentation where you have a before picture with all the trees, then another picture right next to it showing all the trees cut down. That's very concerning to us. We feel that's what's going to happen right here in our own neighborhood. Now, recently over in Walton County, D.R. Horton was fined $24,000 for stormwater runoff into a protected wetland area. So we're very much concerned something like that may happen here in our neighborhood. Now, another thing that we're concerned about, there is a Facebook web page titled Shoddy Workmanship by D.R. Horton. It has a lot of examples, pictures of people who have had homes built by D.R. Horton, Mike, and they literally show you what things have gone wrong. And it's very, very concerning that that type of building practice is going to be done here in this neighborhood. My biggest fear is you get a young couple coming in, the development's in, and they come and buy this pretty house, but then before long they start finding errors, issues with it. And that's a very big concern for us. We don't want a first-time home buyer dealing with those issues right there.
It seems like we could always use more housing for the military here. We have a strong military presence. This could help the military, and it's so close to Eglin Air Force Base. Why would you be opposed to helping them?
We're concerned that the quality of the home being built by D.R. Horton. You know, an unsuspecting military family comes in and they buy this house and it's plagued with issues. When I bought my first house in 1986 in Panama City, I was very fortunate to have a good builder. And we didn't have any problems, just minor things. And, you know, we have, for example, I have a former colleague who bought a D.R. Horton home over in Navarre, and it was all D.R. Horton, and everybody was experiencing major issues with the house. We're talking structural, cracked walls, cracked floors, uneven floors. We had a lady at our presentation, her name was Mary, talked about her experience, how she got out of a D.R. Horton contract, and she had pictures, and she talked about the horrible construction practices. They were even put in mismatched windows in the house, and they thought that was okay. And it was just horrible. She talked about her walkthrough. It was a nightmare. So we're concerned for the military member. They need homes, but they need good quality homes, Mike.
Well, Dave, you've done a lot to dig into this topic. How helpful has the county been through this whole process?
Well, the County Growth Management Office, they've been very, very helpful. Last July, we had a telecon, and they helped me showed me how to fill out the rebuttal to the development order. They were very, very helpful with that. They were helpful in getting the documents to me. They scanned them for me on a thumb drive. That was very, very helpful. So I've been very pleased with that. Now, we had our presentation on March 1st. Our county commissioner, Ms. Ketchell, could not come. She called me, invited me, her regrets that she could not come. I understood, you know, it's understandable. I did brief the audience. I did provide her some feedback from the comments I had from people that were in attendance that night, and a lot of them were not happy about the subdivision itself. The concerns we've talked about earlier, about the clear cut, the habitat, the stormwater runoff, the traffic, and all those other issues we've talked about already. And I provided that feedback to her, and she indicated that, you know, this is a private sale between a local family and D.R. Horton, and just let the land development process take place. Now, one thing I discovered, I was reaching out to a lot of people. I did talk to one or two engineers, and they pretty much told me, you know, it's pretty much, you know, they're gonna win. You know, why fight it? And they told me of all their plans they submitted over the past 20 plus years, they always got approved with no exceptions. Now, and so I've kind of pretty much come to the conclusion that this whole process is pretty much in favor of the builder, which is very, very frustrating. So hopefully out of this, we'll have some folks address this particular issue with the county commissioners and the growth management people, and maybe help change the rules a little bit down the road. One thing about this digging into the development codes, we're not engineers. That's the big thing. We're not engineers. We're just digging through it, just applying common sense. You know, for example, we discovered that that Hillcrest Drive and the main entrance to this new subdivision is off by about 5 to 8 feet. And according to the county land development code, I believe it's chapter 4, mentions all streets have got to be aligned up. So that's one thing we found during our review of this land development code process. We have discovered this has been a very, very time-consuming process. We're reaching out to people, getting speakers lined up to speak at county commissioners meeting. We're going to wear red shirts to show that we're all in one. We've got people helping with the development order review. We've got people researching water pressure issues, the traffic study, and then we've got one or two folks involved in maybe how to change the code down the road for other people, and the environmental committee also. We're trying to get folks in that. So we're kind of covering everything. We're slowly building a grassroots organization to address this issue. It's been slow, very time consuming. I think in the end, I'm not sure what the outcome's going to be, but I guarantee you we have got the increased awareness of the Poquito Longwood community involved into this process.
Dave, how's it been for you as a regular citizen navigating the county rules for development?
It's been a steep learning curve because I'm not an engineer by trade. So it's been very daunting task digging into these books, comparing the construction plans against the land development codes. It's just a very daunting process right there. And we've tried to recruit other people to help us dig through, because I might find one or two things, but someone who's got a keener eye on things may find that one little nugget to help us, review this process.
What have the residents of Poquito Bayou and Longwood done to oppose this development?
Well, first and foremost, Mike, we've created a group called People Protecting Poquito Bayou. This encompasses the Poquito Longwood Peninsula in itself. So we have over 200 members in this group. We have formulated committees to address all these different issues: the environmental, streets, roads, water, and those sorts of things right there, and how to make it better down the road. And schools also, I might add, because the schools are going to be very important as we get an influx of more school-aged children. So we have our website. It's by invitation only. Just go on there on Facebook, type in Poquito Protecting Poquito Bayou, and just hit the join, and we'll get back to you and let you in. And the other thing is, as we got more folks involved, we're going to use your talents and expertise to help us to review these documents and provide a good, viable opposition to this. And we're always looking for also financial support to help us with any costs we're going to have down the road.
What can people do to help the cause?
Well, first and foremost, you can write letters to your county commissioners expressing your displeasure about whatever aspect of this development you do not like. And if you're free on next Tuesday, 14th of March at 8:30, go down to the county commissioner chambers at the Shalimar Annex and attend the meeting. You can sign up to speak for 3 minutes. And if you're shy about speaking in front of the public there and just be there to support everybody, please wear a red shirt. Another thing I want to mention, in addition to going to the county commissioners meetings, we need large numbers of people. They need to know that we are upset. We have over 1,100 homes in the Poquito Longwood communities. We need to have good representation to let them know we don't like this for whatever reason. You need to let your opinion be known about this. Also, if anyone with engineers, lawyers, whoever, if you think you could help us, please contact us. Let us know how you can offer your services to us. We greatly appreciate it, and your contributions would help defray any expenses we are going to incur.
Well, Dave, what would you like to see happen with this issue?
Well, first and foremost, Mike, I'd like to see a consortium of local builders develop this property. That'd be the ideal situation. For example, build it like Bob Hope Village builds all their properties there. They're good stewards of the environment. They have a lot of trees. Just build it emulating what they do. They've been good stewards. Another thing that's been proposed is, mainly by my wife Jane, is have a nature preserve park for everybody to enjoy. Picnic tables, walking trails, that sort of thing. Thirdly, I would like to see the lots bigger in size. As I mentioned earlier, the homes along Hillcrest Drive, which is one of the newer sub-parts of that Longwood subdivision, they're 3/10 of an acre. Continue the 3/10 of an acre rule and apply that to this new subdivision. All right, so instead of 138 homes, you got maybe 120 or 110, whatever it is. And that way, it'll make it a little bit nicer, and it kind of emulates more what the other neighborhoods are like. Another thing we need to ensure that the stormwater plan is going to work, because there's certain choke points in the Longwood area, especially going down Hillcrest, where excess water could go down Hillcrest and overwhelm the existing sewer system, the stormwater system, excuse me, and then the water going down North Drive and possibly into Garner Bayou. We're very concerned about those. So the stormwater plan needs to be good. And the other thing is, we need to make sure that any recommendations for road improvements need to be done. Longer turn lanes, possibly stoplights down the road, because we talked about earlier, it takes forever to turn on to Sunset Boulevard from Highway 85. Likewise, North Poquito Road. It's just a big mess right there. So all our concerns need to be addressed and not just ignored, because we're putting a lot of effort and we're providing some really good recommendations in this rebuttal for the county to consider. That's what we would like to see.
Well, Dave, thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate it. I can tell you have a lot of passion for this, and we appreciate all the effort and time that you put into this. The people in the community of Poquito Bayou and the Longwood residents really appreciate everything that you've done, and we'll do everything we can to support the cause.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it very much. And the one thing I got to stress is we got one shot to make this right. That's it, one shot. We need to do it right the first time. Thank you. Thirdly, I forgot.
Dave, how's it been for you just being a normal citizen navigating?
Okay.
You get animated and passionate.
Yeah.
I can't stay in one spot.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Mr. Dave Hensley for taking time out of his day to visit the studios of Emerald Coast Life and Homes. The Facebook group mentioned for concerned citizens about this development is called People Protecting Poquito Bayou.